Now, as part of Boost My Business this morning, we're meeting 3 new business founders who are carving out a niche for themselves. We're taking a look at a special foam roller for athletes, flashcards for adults, and boutique candles. So good morning to you all. I'm now going to meet you all individually. And this is Julie Clark. Good morning, Julie.
Morning,
nice to meet you. How are you?
Good.
Julie Clark Candles, fairly self-explanatory. But before we get to this, you were a teacher.
I was, yeah.
An educator. And then there was a kind of a life-changing event happened in your life.
Yeah.
And you decided you were going to make candles. How did that come about?
OK, I had an accident and it took me quite a while to recover. And the good thing that came out of it was I decided I wanted to do a career change. And I wanted to bring together my love of candles and nature and ceramics. And here you see
and had you any training in this? Because this is quite skilled artisan stuff, isn't it?
I always loved craft, art, craft, design.
Okay.
Always had a love of
okay.
that. That was my, and played around with candles. So I just thought, yeah.
And what about the science of making the essences? Because you kind of have to know how stuff works, don't you?
Yeah, I've worked with a perfumer, so I put together a brief for the perfumer over 6 months. We worked together and back and forth. So based on the brief that I put together, then the perfumer developed.
Now, this is a very crowded market. I mean, it's very popular. I've got 3 women at home, and the easiest thing you can give them as a present to please them is a scented candle. They love them, right? So what did you see as the gap in the market, and what's your point of difference?
I suppose the point of difference, there's 2 things. The point of difference is that it's ceramic. It's in this beautiful ceramic vessels. And my theme really is beautiful candles and beautiful vessels.
So when you finish with the beautiful smell, you're left with something...
You're left with an after use. You can, here we have...
They are very pretty on the outside.
Floral lantern is what we call this. And really what you can do is you can clean out this afterwards, pop a tea light into it, and you've got this...
So this is translucent, is
lovely,
it?
Yeah, it's just beautiful. The translucency of the porcelain really brings out
so what we're looking at here,
effect.
This here is one of these...
With the tea light in it, or when the candle's lit, obviously the pattern as well. But for the after use as well, you've got your tea light in it, and off you go. So my whole idea was that none of the vessels would be throwaway vessels, that they would have this after use. Right,
now you also do, you do them in ceramics, and you commission these to be made as well. So and everybody loves that kind of blue, almost Chinese-y kind of look, don't they?
The ceramic is it adds a richness to your candle and your diffuser. That's really what
everybody loves
whole
porcelain.
Passion. Everybody loves it. And also the diffuser can be used as a bud vase afterwards, if you want.
I mean, do you have different designs on all of these? I was just wondering, are they collectible?
These are, no, this is
the same design?
It's the same design here. And then we've got storage jar. So this can be used as a little storage jar afterwards. And I suppose I should say too that the perfume or the fragrance is all based around nature. And Julie Clark Candles is very much about bringing nature into your home, bringing the garden into your home.
Prices?
Prices range from the small ones here, $16.95. The larger here, $22.50. This is $19.95, recommended retail then. And then here is $26.95 for the diffuser.
Actually, as expensive luxury scented candles go, that's very reasonable. There's a very famous brand, a lady, I won't mention her name, but I got a couple of them for Christmas and I nearly had to take a mortgage out to pay for them. You don't have a website as yet, it's being built, but you are registered with the Irish Crafts Council.
Absolutely,
And if you go to the Irish Crafts Council and look up Julie Clark Candles, registered stockists will be listed.
On that there, if you want to have a smell of one of them.
Oh, it's very floral, isn't it? It's very fun. My wife would love that. OK.
Great, thank you.
I think I know what I'll be getting her for next Christmas. Right, now, let's move to our next guest. And this is Niamh McMahon.
Yes.
Good morning, Niamh. You're very welcome.
Good morning, Mark.
And this is called, the project and the company is called MoMe.
Yes.
Now, explain what MoMe is.
MoMe is really essentially a moment for me. That's where the name came from. It was just, I designed these cards. I went deaf on my left ear 2 years ago and developed tinnitus and struggled a little bit with the ringing in my ear. So I did this as a personal project because what happened to me was I have scoliosis as well in my back, so I've a good pain threshold because I had operations as a child for that. But I struggled a lot with the tinnitus. Just mentally, I found it very draining.
Did it get you down?
It did, being honest. So I went to consultants and was told that basically you just had to live with it. So I went to Deaf here in Limerick and they recommended doing a course on mindfulness. And I did an 8-week mindfulness-based stress reduction programme in Limerick with Donna Curtin, who I suppose after doing the course it did change my life because I learned to I suppose accept that the tinnitus was there and there's nothing I could do about it. So these were I'm a graphic designer.
Ah,
and
right,
this
okay.
was a little personal project that I actually only ever did to give to friends. I've watched friends and seen them, I suppose, we're all so busy and we're so caught up with day-to-day life that...
Okay, so in shorthand, are these kind of like psychological post-it notes to yourself?
Exactly.
Is that
yeah.
no? I didn't.
Yeah, like little affirmations, like little. I have one on my mirror.
Well, you have
when I'm
one
drying
here.
my
Actually,
hair.
I have to say, I'm going to.
I've been
I'm going to
breathing.
tell a tale on her now. Maeve was a little nervous coming on this morning, so she has
Eat
one of
my
her own cards. What does it say?
Inhale,
no, you read
exhale.
it.
It's inhale, exhale. That's how you'll get through it. And
is it working?
It is actually, yes, it is. I'm breathing. I'm trying to.
This is a lovely idea, and what it is it's apart from being very useful, because we all need to take moments for ourselves, and we all need to be kind of reassured and know that we're doing the right thing, or be reminded to do the right thing sometimes. But it makes for a very thoughtful gift.
Yes, that's what I've found, and the response to them has been overwhelming, because people have bought them for their friends, and I've received the most loveliest emails, because I've sold them all. I've got orders from Australia and the States and the UK, and I've got lovely emails back from people who've bought them. And I also just recently did a collaboration with Revive Active in Galway, who do health supplements, and they're now sending them out with their orders. So it's kind of gone into the workplace as well, because people see the importance of mindfulness and
it's a very simple idea, but then all the great ones are. Now, people can find out more about you at www.MoMe.ie. Yes. Price range? I mean,
well, the cards are $9.50 for a little small pack, which are the mini MoMe ones that you can carry in your handbag or in your gear bag or whatever. And then I have these ones they come gift wrapped, and they're €10 for a set of 10 cards. And I have the little.
So a relatively inexpensive but very thoughtful gift. The kind of thing that doesn't cost you an awful lot, but will get you a lot of brownie points with somebody.
Well, I think so.
Well, we wish you all the very best
Thanks
with it.
so
Cheers,
much, Mark.
Dave. All right. Now, this man here is... sorry, I forgot you. Oh, Noel Marshall, I beg your pardon. I was looking at the name of the thing. It's called Backballer, and there's an interesting history to this. You were one of our top under-21 athletes.
Well, I've a national under-23 title over 1,500 metres. That would be,
that's impressive enough.
Yeah, not too bad. I never quite got to where I aspired to in terms of athletics.
But you had problems. You had back problems and hip problems, and you had you burst an appendix, peritonitis. You left with a lot of trouble. So you were living with pain, and you decided to go and do something about it.
Yeah, well, that was, I suppose, way back 15, 16 years ago, and I got distracted from that because I invented another product called the Bricky and some other construction-related stuff.
Okay, but you discovered a talent for inventing.
Yeah, I suppose so.
And you combined your athletic background with that, and you came up with this. Now, by the way, there's another man we should mention this as well too, which is Mr. Gerard Hartman.
Indeed.
In Limerick, who is legendary in fitness and health circles.
Yeah.
So the whole purpose of this is what?
It's a dual-mounted foam roller, which means it's two foam rollers essentially mounted on a frame, and it gives unprecedented control and stability when it comes to self-myofascial release.
A lot of guys, Noel, in gyms would use a foam roller. They slide around it on the floor and all the rest of it is to ease out knots, to help with muscles, to help get rid of some of the pain and some of the DOMs after exercising. This is a kind of
This is a foam roller. It's just
But it's anchored because it's in a frame.
Yeah, exactly.
And it also does an awful lot more than a foam roller, because the foam roller, you can slide around, you get one part of your body.
Yeah.
You can actually give us an idea of the range of stuff that this can do.
Well, essentially, Mark, it's designed for the back. Okay, because that's the one area your regular foam roller fell down on. That's slipping and sliding, and it just wasn't back specific. Whereas with this, you have the two ballers. It's contoured to avoid spinal contact. So when you lie on it, you don't get that intrusion on the spine. And you have the two rollers, so it's nice and relaxed. And you're picking up the two areas where people get tight, essentially, the upper back and the lower back.
And now the width of it is specifically designed so it actually it doesn't get in the way. You've got a gap there, so it doesn't get in the way. It doesn't hurt on your spine.
Absolutely, Mark.
And it's also within your shoulder blades.
Yeah, and you see where I have it set here?
Yeah.
That's if you're 5'6" or under. If you're between 5'6" and 6 feet, you pop one out. If you're over 6 feet, one goes out, the two go out to the end. And I'll just show you maybe one
Actually,
more.
go back into that position again, because you did something while we were demonstrating. And no, go back to the position you were in.
Okay.
Right. Now, okay. Now, while you were showing this to us initially, before we came on, you then slid down, you pulled that one out from behind your neck, slid it underneath your bum, and...
Put that under the bum for support. Now, what we're doing here, Mark, we're going very specific on the upper back, neck. See, I'm on the neck there.
Yeah.
And you can go side to side as well in that. Get a nice...
Which is almost impossible to do with the foam roller.
Oh, you won't do that with a regular roll. Not. And the thing with it, Mark, you're in total control over it. That's the thing.
Right, we're nearly out of time
now. It gets
now.
vigorous then. You
Yeah.
grab the frame at the back and see the control, you're pulling that through the shoulder blades in a very controlled, stable manner.
Okay, right, where are we? This is used by Sonia O'Sullivan, Paula Radcliffe, by Roger Federer, by the All Blacks, by most of the rugby guys in Limerick, by all of the Clare senior hurling team, half the Tipperary senior hurling team, and Manchester City have just signed up to take a whole load of them. So these are professional athletes, this thing works, and you can get it online for what, 60 quid?
60 quid, Mark, exactly. And it's from last week, 8 NFL clubs in the States.
What, the 49ers and the Dallas Cowboys as well?
Yeah. Dolphins.
I don't think we need to say any more, really, do we? Listen, congratulations, though. We wish all three of you all the very best. Now, for more details on any of the three businesses featured today, you can log on to our Ireland AM Facebook page right now. And after the break, we're going to be showing you how to update your spring wardrobe with a selection of lightweight styles for the season ahead.